I thought there'd be no better way to start the new year than to update you guys on all the things I've left you in the dark on. And some of you guys have been with me for like 10 years now, and it's simply not fair. Today's video, I have a list that oh, look at that.
Fresh.
Boom! It's water, but the cup is a sleigh. I have a list of stuff that I have written down that I want to talk to you guys about because there's so much. I was literally, couldn't sleep last night. It was like 3 in the morning. I was like, oh, let me think of things I want to talk about in my video today because I've been meaning to do this. Get ready with me. I just have so many updates. So listen up because there's a lot of tea we are going to cover. Summer Fridays, jet lag, soothing spray. I love starting my makeup with this. And then we're gonna use the Revive Primer. I'll talk about the products I'm using briefly just so you know what I'm using. And I'll link everything, but mostly we're gonna be talking about other things. Okay, so let's jump in and talk about it. Larlarlee, Los Angeles. What is going on with Larlarlee, Los Angeles? Now that's an area I really left you guys in the dark on because we haven't had a launch since June of, we didn't do a launch last year. So just June of 2023. So you guys are like, what is going on? And that is a great question. Well, let me tell you what's going on. So we started Minim LA, which was technically Nudie Patootie when we started it, but now it's Minim LA in 2020. And as my content began to shift, it just made more sense to me, and I found a real passion for Minim and all the things that we did with that, which kind of left Larlarlee, Los Angeles in a weird spot because I felt like I just was not your like 2016, 2018 beauty guru anymore. You know what I mean? Like as I grew up and my life changed, everything I talked about and was doing online was changing. I think that's a good thing. It's an evolution, you know what I mean? Mac Studio Fix. Listen, it's old school. I was gonna use the one size today, but I really don't need full coverage. So I was like, dang, let me get into my Studio Fix. Let me get into this old school. I love this foundation. Okay, back to Larlarlee, Los Angeles. We slowed down producing makeup. Our last launch was our full fantasy collection that we created with Lunar Beauty. And we slowed down on the production of makeup. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but I am officially closing Larlarlee, Los Angeles down. And I'm saying this with a glob of foundation on my face, so let me blend this out and we'll talk about it more. This has kind of been a long time coming. I mean, I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to close it down. That's why I left you guys in the dark, and I wanted to figure out in 2024 where the wind will take us and what's gonna happen with all of that. And it just came to a head to the point where it was like, I am stretched too thin to run a makeup cosmetics brand the way it should be run. I'm gonna tell you right now, makeup is one of the most difficult genres to get into when starting a business. Did I know that when I started it? I didn't. There's so many rules, regulations, testing involved, MOQs, which means the lowest quantity you can order, are extremely high. It's really expensive, and I did it all on my own, and I'm really proud of myself for all that I did and accomplished with Larlarlee, Los Angeles, and how much money I put into it and all of our success. We have a trophy for over 100,000 sales, okay, on Larlarlee, Los Angeles. Like, the brand did its thing, but it just doesn't make sense for it to keep going because there's no world where as a self-funded, self-owned small business, I can do both. Makeup is a beast in itself, and I'm gonna be really transparent with you guys also. You know, a lot of people came out with beauty brands, a lot of influencers do, and I think celebrities saw that happening and they saw influencers making a lot of money and creating these successful brands, and they said, hold on, why would we not do that? Celebrities have 10 times the influence that an influencer has, so why would they just not take over the beauty industry? And now if you look in Sephora, influencers are for the most part removed, and it's celebrity makeup artists and celebrities who have taken over. They have a lot more money, a lot more influence, and a lot more power, and they kind of, you know, evolved into them. I mean, you gotta think of Rhode Beauty, Skin, who has makeup, Kim Kardashian's brand, Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty, Gwen Stefani's Gift, Patrick Ta, makeup by Mario. Oh my God, there's so many more I'm not even thinking of. Alicia Keys has a brand. Sierra has a brand. Winnie Harlow has, like every celebrity. And it just makes sense. It really does. It makes sense for them, but it does become very hard for like a small self-owned business to keep sustaining and to compete with that. Like it's impossible. When will Larlarlee, Los Angeles officially be closed? We'd ideally like the website to come down about mid-year. So there's a little bit of time left. So if you guys want to get some really affordable makeup, we have everything on the site 70% off right now. So I'm going to run down and tell you what that's going to look like in pricing if you want to grab some stuff. Everything is selling out really quick over this holiday season because of the deep discounts. But full fantasy brushes, you can get the full brushes for $21. You can get the full fantasy blush palette for $10.50. You can get the whimsical nudes palette for $10.80. You guys can get the whole entire lip gloss trio for $9, which is crazy. We have our flat top kabuki back, and it's only going to be $3.60. Our individual glosses will also be $3.60, so that's really good. And then the full fantasy big palette is going to be $14.40. So like I said, this is your chance. We are running super low on inventory, and basically as soon as it runs out, the brand will be gone. It'll be gone. An end of an era. I'm like sad to see it go for sure, but trust me, I've spent a lot of time in, mourning the loss of it. It's my first business, and that is that. So now let's talk about Minim a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on with Minim, because we have updates and we have changes on Minim. I also have changes on my YouTube channel and everything, so I'm gonna air myself out and I'm gonna just be super open and tell you guys about everything. Minim LA. So Minim LA started as Nudie Patootie back in September of 2020. I opened it during quarantine. Crazy. As a clothing boutique, I was really into moving out of makeup and I wanted to get into more lifestyle, and I really loved doing clothing content, and I loved outfits, and I loved fashion, and I started a clothing boutique. It was a curated clothing boutique by me. We didn't design all of the clothes. Some of it was boutique clothes, but some of it, which is Minim exclusive, we cut sew designed ourselves. So it was a little bit of both. It was very successful as a clothing boutique, but I wanted to continue to expand it as more than clothing. So we did our slouch socks, which, babes, we sold out of all of those. We've got to do a reorder on the slouch socks. I'm going to keep the socks. As you guys know, we launched a body line under Minim LA, and that was kind of my idea with Minim, to create a brand where we can umbrella, like it can be multiple things, not just narrowed down to like cosmetics, right? So with that being said, I created a body line. One of my favorite things to do is to take a bath. I know some people are not bath people. It's okay. Our products are good for the shower too, but it's just one of my passions. Bath time is. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, I remodeled my whole bathroom because I take it very seriously. By the way, I'm using Dominique's Cosmetics Light Tan Bronzer. It's Kristen. These are really cool. I love the packaging. And we're gonna move into our Dibs stick here. And it is double-ended, but I just love this little peachy blush. So I created a body line. We created the body scrub, the wash, and the cream as a set. We have 2 scents, Sandalwood Unisex. It's a little more woodsy, spicy, leathery, lathery, warm. And then you have Vanilla Coconut, which is a little more clean, like you went on vacation, super sweet and yummy. So we have 2 completely different scents, and we have 6 SKUs total with the 2 different scents. But then we also have our Body Glow oil, which kind of went viral for us. And, I really do want to expand on that. But with that being said, I've talked to a lot of people in business, okay? A lot of people with a lot of successful businesses, and anytime around them, I pick their brain because with Minim and with Larlarlee Los Angeles, I've always ran those brands 100% myself, and all the ideas and everything. Yes, we hire teams and graphic designers and website builders and all the things to help us facilitate and run the brands, but most of it comes from me. Because they're small businesses, You always want to find the people who are doing what you're doing, but doing it better than you. Those are the people you want to take criticism from, and those are the people you want to pick their brain, okay? I've asked for a lot of advice in the business world, because when you're doing it on your own, you have to stick your neck out there and do that. And with Minim LA, what everyone has told me is, while that's fun and all to create a brand that has jewelry and socks and clothing and body products and body glow, you've got to really narrow it down to one thing. And I couldn't agree more. And I was talking with people who do clothing, like high business in clothing, and they were saying clothing is fast fashion. So clothing moves very, very quickly versus a lot of other areas in business. So they're like, if you want to do clothing, you should just do clothing, but you need to be launching like every single week. And that is so unrealistic for me, who's an influencer. Now, I could do clothing, but I would have to completely quit everything I do. I would have to quit YouTube, my podcast, everything I would just have to give it all to that. And I'm not willing to do that. So our body products have done really well for us. And I really want to lean into making Minim LA a body care line. Something I'm proud of with all my research, I've done a lot of researches on the pivot of brands, and like one thing, if your brand can't pivot, it will die. So I'm really proud that our brand is constantly moving and changing and evolving, and that's how we got from clothing to body products. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I look at Kim Kardashian, who's had more businesses that we can count on our fingers and toes, and she's still evolving her businesses, you know, skin with skincare, and now it's skincare and makeup. So brands always have to evolve and change, and that's what's happening with Minim. So I want to hone in more on the body products. And with that being said, we are no longer going to be doing clothing at Minim LA. So we have a few pieces of clothing left on the site. We are going to mark those down to 70% off, and once they're gone, they're gone. So if you want a couple of pieces of Minim clothing and check out what we got, that includes our boutique clothing and our curated clothing that we cut and sewed ourselves. They will be on the sales section of the website. This will be your chance to get some affordable, nice clothing. Larlarlee, Los Angeles will be gone. Clothing with Minim will be gone, and we'll be focusing on our body products. And then it's like, what's next? What's the next body product? When's the next launch, right? I get asked that question all the time. Here's the tea. I have been, actually, let me see my face. Let me see my face before we crease. And once I sent me this, and I just want to show it. There's something about bedazzled items that doesn't matter how old I am, I'm never gonna get over it. That's so cool. So this is our translucent powder. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna tell you guys information that just rattles around in my brain all night and I don't have to say, but okay, Minim LA, I've always self-ran all of my businesses, including Minim LA, which means there's no help. Anything I've done with my brands, I've purchased myself, hired myself, and created myself, okay? There's no like investor or partner with the brand. And I've been looking at the bigger picture. I've also been looking at some of the most successful influencer celebrity brands out there, and there's none of them that don't have a partner. There's a common denominator and they all have a partner. And I started to, I started to do the girl math on that. I started to put it all together and I was like, damn, Minim will never be what I want it to be without a partner. I feel that. I feel like I really don't have the income or resources to create and build Minim out to what I want it to be, And one thing about that is I'm not willing to put every penny I own into this brand. I have diversified my investments and I'm going to continue to do that. Minim is one of many of them, but I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. And then at the same time, the bigger part of that is the resources. The resources a partner can give a brand. Now, I've seen brands crash and burn with a partner, and I've seen them flourish and become huge. Even celebrities have silent investors and partners running the show. And to make Minim everything that I want it to be, again, it goes back to the drawing board as I would have to quit every single thing that I'm doing and put it all into Minim, and I'm not willing to do that because I still want to be a YouTuber and I still want to be a podcaster and I still want to create TikToks in short form. I still want to be present as a social media influencer. I don't just want to be a brand owner. And without a partner, that leads me to the point of I am currently looking for a partner with Minim LA. If that doesn't work out and I don't find the exact right partner that I want, trust and believe in and that sees my vision, then I simply won't do it. I have so many ideas of how great I can make this brand be, but you guys, I cannot do it on my own. And I have watched so many brands crash and burn with a partner and get sued in lawsuits and lose money and not get paid out. Like, I've seen it so many times in this industry that has always deterred me from a partnership. But at the same time, I've sat back and watched a ton of brands become the successes they are because of the partnerships. So it's all about finding the right partner. So I'm just putting it out there right now into the universe. I'm putting my fillers out there. I'm looking for someone that believes in my vision with Minim to see if we can take it to the next level. And that's what I'm currently doing with the brand. So right now things may get slow with Minim. So we're in kind of a transition period. I want 2025 to be a different year. And let me tell you one thing. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So I'm trying to try new things. With closing down Larlarlee, Los Angeles, I can put more into Minim. With a partner, I can create the world with a Minim, I feel, with the right partner. And this is all the places my head is going. I hope all this makes sense. I don't know if it will. But yeah, check out Larlarlee, Los Angeles and Minim right now because the clothing's on sale. The makeup is about to be gone. I'm using this YSL bronzer. I love this packaging and this bronzer is it's bomb. Okay, we're gonna use the NARS blush in Orgasm Edge, which is just like a peachy color. I always use this blush because I love peach on me. Okay, let's keep talking. So that's that with the brands. Hopefully I gave you guys some openness and guidance on what's going on with those. Okay, next up is my big, humongous PR unboxings. Ooh, Ooh, I know a lot of y'all are subscribed to me simply for those videos because y'all love those videos. And here's the bad news. In 2025, I don't plan on doing any more PR unboxing. And that is because, one, I'm going to downsize the amount of PR I'm receiving. A lot of people comment on those videos and they're like, it must be so overwhelming to receive that much PR and have all that product. Yes, it is. And I never say that because I don't want to seem ungrateful. Also, I notice every time I upload one of those videos, it's just people, they kind of, when you're showing that you get that much stuff, people love it. But then there's people that don't love it, and then they mark you as ungrateful if you like toss a product wrong or like throw a box wrong. So I just don't need that. You know what I mean? I don't need that in my life. Also, we're gonna downsize PR, even though transparently, I give away probably 95% of the PR back to you guys in giveaways. Like, I just load it up. I feel like you guys have watched me forever, supported me forever, so it just feels right to get this PR, talk about the product, show it, and then give it back to you guys. Like, it felt like a good system. Nothing's going in the trash here. It's all being given out to people that, have supported me forever. So it felt good to do that, and it felt like a really good system we had going, and you guys enjoyed the video. But I do need to receive less now. Here's the thing, I also need to focus more on short form content. It's just the way of the world now. So with that being said, I am going to end the PR unboxing. I hate saying it out loud, honestly. I hate saying all this out loud. This video is about openness. We're going into the new year on the same page, okay? We're going into the new year together. However, I'm gonna do like smaller PR unboxings on my short form content. So make sure you're following me there. I'll do like shorter forms of PR unboxing. By the way, I don't know if you guys even noticed with the PR unboxing. So I originally would do them one time every 2 months, and I slowly stopped asking to be taken off PR lists to receive less. So now I was doing them once every 3 months because of the less amount of PR coming in. And by the way, those videos will take me between 4 and 5 hours to film. So I do, in the world of 2025, I do need to spend more time on short form content, and that is horrible. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be uploading on YouTube, but those were my longest form of content, and I would get critiqued on them pretty hard because whenever you see one person receiving that much stuff, it doesn't go over well with people, okay? A lot of people ask, and I'm just gonna say this really quickly, they're like, how do I get free stuff, or why do you get that much free stuff? I'll kind of break down how social media works. If you have a following, people that follow you and view you, a brand will send you free stuff because that is free marketing for the brand. So they're like, why don't they send the customers free stuff and the people that spend their hard-earned money on their brand? It's about the free marketing that the brand gets, and that's what PR is about. And sometimes you'll see something special in PR, like a designer bag or a pair of earrings, and you're like, why would a brand send, an influencer that who already has everything? It's not really about that. It's about a chance of getting their product on the screen, because those marketing dollars are just the cost of the product or the cost of the gift versus thousands and thousands of dollars that marketing costs. So that's free marketing, essentially, minus the cost of the product. So it's just a really big win for the brand, and that's why they send free stuff to influencers, to get free marketing. That is where PR comes from. So I just want to explain that because I always see people like, how do I get free stuff or stuff like that, and I just want to break it down. But don't worry, I'll still be uploading on YouTube, on this channel. I do want to upload on my vlog channel a little more, so if y'all want to follow me over there, or y'all want to watch my vlogs. I don't have time right now with the podcast and everything to upload as much as I want on my vlog channel, and with this channel I try to upload at least once a week. So I'm hoping I can do it all still, but again, the PR unboxing is just one of my ways of switching things up a little bit, Next on the list, a question I get asked all the time, and I left you guys in the dark on, is where is my cat Peach? This is a subject I don't really want to talk about very much, but I will let you in. She passed away. She passed away in 2021, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't ever want to talk about it, but I literally showed that cow on my social media like every single day because it was my child, my baby, my favorite cat. And now I don't have her anymore. And I actually lost Peach very close to losing my mother, so it was a time and it was more than I could handle. But I will let you know, I get DMs like every single time I show one of my cats, where's Peach, where's Peach? And that hurts me. She's gone and it sucks. Okay, next subject on my list. Ooh, the Squeeze podcast. I talked a little bit about this on my podcast, but there were 2 parts. So the Taylor and Taylor Lautner, they're married, they're a couple. They have a podcast called the Squeeze podcast, and it's a really great opening up podcast. And they invited me to go on this year, and I went on. I told you guys about it already, but if you saw the episodes, I just wanted to come on. I'll link both episodes. We did part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is about my childhood and growing up and where I came from and what that looked like. And part 2 is about making it as a social media influencer, losing my mom and life, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to really quick say thank you for all the love, emails, DMs, comments, just everything. I can't thank you enough, because like it's so scary opening up like that and being vulnerable to a place as volatile as the internet, and I did it. And you guys did not make me regret that for 1 second. So I honestly can't thank you guys enough for that, for that opportunity and for making something so vulnerable a good experience for me. So I appreciate you all so much. Ooh, another update. The big makeup clean out video's coming. Okay, you guys are like, are we at least gonna get that? Yes. I've already done 1 drawer, okay, and I'm gonna be doing more drawers. I need to step it up. I'm gonna get that to you in January. It's gonna be like an hour-long video, maybe even longer. However long YouTube will let me make it. Like, it's gonna be long and juicy, and it's gonna be a huge clean out. I'm gonna get started on that next week. We're in like the taint of the holiday season. It's just a lot for me to dive into right now, but next week, I'm gonna spend the whole entire week. Honestly, it ain't even the clean out that's hard. It is the editing of that video. Oh my God, it takes me like 4 days to edit, because I just have to chip away at it little by little, because it's so much to edit. But we're gonna get it there for you guys, and that is gonna go up, and you better get your popcorn ready, baby. Okay, let me do some of my eyes, and then I'll, Okay, while we're working on the eyes, you guys ask me all the time, you're like, Laura, we need book recommendations, so I always, you guys, no. This is why, this right here is why you would think after 11 years on YouTube, I could still get ready and talk to you guys, but I struggle with the eyes. I have to have full focus or else I will stab myself. What was I saying before I stabbed myself in the eye? Oh, I do have a section on my Amazon storefront that has all my favorite self-help books. Or self-development books, I like to call them. So if you guys want to check that out, they all have different purposes and meanings, but you can kind of read through. But I have like a whole section, and I get asked all the time. Right now, I'm finishing up RuPaul's memoir. It's so good. I love reading. I'll rarely read a little fiction, but most of the time I like to spend reading new self-development books, and I love reading people's memoirs because I find those to be a form of self-development. So right now I'm finishing RuPaul's. It's fantastic. I knew it would be, because anytime RuPaul speaks, it's like the most profound words of wisdom. So I was like, wow, I can't even imagine the words in this book. And she just is able to collect her memories and write about them so profoundly. RuPaul is very emotionally intelligent, and there's so much you can learn from reading other people's memoirs. Another good one I really enjoyed was Green Light by Matthew McConaughey. Oh my God, so good. People who have, done a lot, accomplished a lot, anomaly kind of stuff. I love reading their stories because there's one thing they all have in common, and they were able to face adversity. They kept going in the face of adversity. All of them. So it's very interesting. I wonder how many people out there who quit and didn't make it in the face of adversity. You know what? You never really get to hear that story. As you read people successful, what we consider success, it's all different. But as we read their stories, every one of them has faced a grand amount of adversity and came out on the other side. It's a really beautiful thing. So, what's interesting reading RuPaul's book? I had this feeling that I knew. I didn't know the details, but I had this feeling that I knew the type of background she came from and not exactly what it looked like, but I knew nuances that would be there, and I was correct because of the way Ru acts and how profound Ru is. There's this common denominator with people with have a very charismatic personality and the way about them. there's a similarity sometimes, a lot of the time, in their stories and where they come from. And so the way RuPaul is, I was like, oh, I know this book's gonna be good. And it did not disappoint me. Someone told me after listening to the Squeeze podcast, I should write a memoir, but this is a weird outlook, but I feel like I don't have enough wisdom yet. One day maybe, but I'm not there yet with my wisdom. I think I think there's another level of wisdom out there, and if I wrote a book, I would want it to be just so beyond good and put together, just like beyond well. So I don't think I have the wisdom yet, but I think one day, maybe. But let me tell you, I have read so many people's memoirs. Oh, Pamela Anderson has a good one too. There's just so much. I notice people write, like Demi Moore, I notice people write their memoirs in their older years, and that's like after a lot of life, and you get a lot of wisdom from that. So I want to wait, and maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I don't know. It's not on my bucket list. Okay, it's not on my vision board. Okay, next. What is next to discuss? This has ruined my makeup. Okay, great. Big clean out coming. I think that was everything. Oh, Erin might be moving back to LA, and my sister is doing well. You guys always ask about my sister. She's doing very well, and Erin is I think she's gonna end up moving back to LA, which I love. I'm very excited for. I'm like, hell yeah. I would love to have her closer to me. I mean, she's only like an hour and a half away, but that's far, honey. She's 21 and she wants to like live on her own. She's getting those ducks in a row. Matte cork lip liner always. Maybe in 2025 I'll find a new lip liner. Maybe I'll move on. You know what's funny? I always get asked this question. I got asked it the other day. They're like, what's your favorite makeup brand? And I'm like, Larlarlee, Los Angeles. That's just like a duh answer because I created it. But if you wanted a deeper answer, I would say if you go through my makeup that I use every single day, you would find the most of MAC cosmetics in there. You would find MAC everywhere. And it's been that way since day one. I've been MAC girly, always and forever. Like if you were back in the day, Gen Z, y'all don't know about this, but you know, you used to have to fight for that MAC. And MAC is just like, they just have so many staples. Why am I talking about MAC makeup right now? But they just have so many staples. MAC cork lip liner, MAC Studio Fix, my MAC Giga Black. Like there are certain things. Oh, MAC Fix Plus. There are certain things I can't do my makeup without. Where's my MAC powder? Look at this. I can't do my makeup without it. And it's always MAC. They make good core products. Like their color products, whatever. Their core products, unbeatable. Like they just work. And they're just always correct. I'm trying to cover this with concealer at this point because we're in deep, guys, with this disaster. Okay. And that is it. Oh, we need a gloss. Y'all, I've been getting back into glosses. I've been I love this color, Effortless Pink. It has like it's so glossy. Watch this from Dibs. Yeah, that's so pretty. I love this color. I have a pimple patch. Look at that. Some of y'all didn't even see that. Some of y'all did. Okay, this whole video comes from a place of love and transparency. I hope it's received well. I think the reason I don't constantly talk about these things is because a lot of it is like not technically good news, like no more PR unboxing. My cat is gone. Closing down my brand. Like none of these are like, yay, I'm so excited to talk about these things. Not really, but I'm excited to go into the new year with us on the same page together, and I feel really good about it. So it's going to be a great year, you guys. 2025 is going to be a big year for all of us. We're going to have a good year. Breathe in, taking all the good, the joy, and gratefulness of the year. It's going to be a good one. 2024 was beautiful. 2025 is going to be great. And I want to end this video saying I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.